It's day 191. I've just this second finished work, literally just shut the laptop and grabbed this. It's been an absolutely shit show of a day today. Everything was going fine, although I was a little bit distracted this morning. We had our team meeting and everyone was like, had either an emergency or something happened. And yeah, it was just everyone was like, oh my God, this has happened, and messaging, can you do this, can you do that? And I was just like, and it wasn't even like all work related, just outside of work, like, one of my colleagues had to rush one of her pets to the vet, and another colleague had to rush for a family like emergency. And it was, yeah, it was literally, it just seemed like every other person on the team was like, I've got to do that, I've got to do it. So, and I was feeling like absorbing everything, and kind of feeling, well, I'm glad that nothing's happening to me. And then at 12:30, my landlord turns up and just decides to just turn all the electric and Wi-Fi off. So I'm like, okay, I haven't had any breaks or lunch today. So I waited 20 minutes for because I get a 20-minute break and a 30-minute lunch. So I waited 20 minutes, still no sign of any Wi-Fi. So I went next door and I was like, any idea how long it's going to be? And the maintenance guy was in there and he was like, it's going to be about an hour. So I was like, fine, I've got 30 minutes lunch. I waited until my lunch ran out and then I phoned my boss and I was just like, look, I'm stuck. I've got no Wi-Fi. He said it's going to be about an hour, so we're probably looking at about another 30 minutes. Hopefully he'll get it sorted by then. Anyway, he proceeds to get it done by 4 minutes past 3. So in that time it was on and off and on and off and on and off. So I then had an hour and 29 minutes where I had no internet and couldn't work. So instead of finishing at 3, I've had to finish at 5:30. So is that right? 3? No, instead of finishing at, yeah, because I would have finished at 3:15 because I started at 7:15. Although I should have started at 7:30, but I was up and early and I thought, oh, get a nice little early finish so I can get out and about today. No. Wasn't meant to be. So I have just made myself a decaf because I just want to, yeah, I had so many things that I was going to do today after work, and after today I literally just want to do nothing. So that's what I'm going to do. So I've made myself a nice warm drink. I'm freezing because obviously when he had the electric off, it knocked their heating off. And it was just like, and then he was like, oh, we're going to need to do this again soon when they come and change the meters. And I'm like, well, can you give me like 48 hours notice so I can at least arrange to go into work? Like just turning up at 12:30 when I finish at like 3:30. It's by the time I get on a bus and go into town, because I can't drive because you have to arrange parking like the day before, at least 2 or 3 days before. There would probably been no spaces, so I'd have had to have got a bus. By the time I'd have got dressed and got a bus into town, it would have been finishing work. So then I would have had to have stayed and then got back, and I probably would have been getting back home now the same time if I'd have just run in. But I couldn't leave because today's the day they come around and collect the money for the electric. So it's just been a shit show, and just some weird random things going on. Like I know everyone in the flat, but there's only 2 people that have my number, and that is my neighbour next door and my neighbour who I used to live above in the other building, and I lived there for like 5 years. So Adie's got my number and my mate at the back. I'm sat here working and my phone starts ringing. It's not a number, it's not withheld, but it's not a number I recognise. So I answered it, and it's one of the guys in the flat next door. God knows how he's got hold of my number. Oh, are you home? And I was just like, well, I'm at work. And they were like, oh, I've locked myself out. And I was just like, fuck's sake. So I said, well, and at the time I was in a meeting. So I was like, look, give me a minute. And I just waited till the meeting finished, dialed out of the meeting, went round, unlocked his door because I have access to the back door because that's where the little laundry room is. But he can then take the door through and get to the flats upstairs. So that was a bit weird. So I'm now going to be on a mission to kind of figure out who's given my number. I have a feeling it's probably the guy next door, because I know my neighbour this side, she wouldn't give my number out. So that kind of upset me a little bit, because I don't like my number being known to many people. But anyway, it's done now. And then this afternoon I was sat here and I could see, like, my garden is like a dead end, and there shouldn't be ever any one reason for someone to come here. And I was sat here and I could see someone like walking past the window, and I've got that like that holographic, like, clear transfer stuff that makes your mirrors frosted. I've got that on my window so no one can see in. But this person was like hanging around out the back, like looking in all my stuff, and so I quickly threw myself. I was on a video call with 2 other people, and I was just like, bear with me 2 seconds, and I just ran out, threw my shoes on, ran round the back, and I was like, are you all right? And they were like, oh, I'm locked myself out. And I was like, for fuck's sake. So I went, unlocked the door again, let them in. So yeah, it's been an eventful day, and I just need to just have a little bit of I was feeling so, I was starting to feel like I was coming down off my little thing, and starting to feel like certain anxiety I had about certain stuff was kind of ending. And today I feel like I've been sort of recharged, refired up, but not in a sort of positive way, if that makes sense. So I just want to relax for the rest of the evening. So I'm getting this done now, getting it out of the way. I say that it's about the same time as I would normally. It's 5:30. But I messaged my friend and was like, I've finished the book, and she's recommended another one. So I've just got that on my app. So I'm going to start reading that again tonight. I did start reading a book about the apocalypse, and although this other book that she's recommended me to read is another horror, I did, when I started reading the apocalypse one, when I fell asleep last night, I did have slightly weird dreams. So we'll see what this new book does. I think it's about underwater. The synopsis is about something lost underwater. I don't like reading too much about it. Like, if it's recommended, I'll just read the book straight away. I don't want to know anything about it. A recommendation to me is the best for any book than any synopsis on it, because most of the time it's not necessarily about the content of the book that makes it a good book. It's how it's written. And I know the people that give me book recs, I know that they understand what a good written book is. So yeah, so I'm just going to crack on and read it. But it did pop up with that as kind of like the little couple of lines, and I read of the synopsis, and I read a couple of lines. I was like, nope, don't want to read anymore. So that's it. I'm signing out for the day. I don't know, you can't really see blue in my hair as much now, but you can see the difference between white roots and blue roots. So I'm still deciding what I'm going to do. It didn't take anything on here. It's just, so I don't know what I'm going to do with my hair. But it's not actually in as bad a condition as I thought it would be, considering all this has had like bleach over, a one over on bleach. So I'm just going to hope and pray that I haven't damaged it too much, and that it's, yeah, we'll just put a new colour on it. Maybe a dark purple. So the roots go dark purple, but then it will turn this into like a burgundy almond. Almond? That's not even a colour I was thinking. Burgundy. That's the right colour. Burgundy, yeah. Why does that not even sound like a word? See that? I need to unwind. I'm so wired. That's why I've got decaf. And I've only had one. It's not even like, I'm literally just hyper on frustration, and like I can feel my cortisol level just through the roof. So I need to just switch off, unwind, and that's what I'm going to do. So anyone watching, stay warm, stay safe, always stay kooky. Stacey, I love you, and I'm so proud of you. You did everything you could today. You took videos, you took photos, you were even on the call when your landlord was with your boss, when your landlord was banging on the door, so she heard everything. A little comment she made about I trust you to do what you can, I thought was a little bit out of order, so I kind of threw that back at her at the end of the day and said, I've got photo, video evidence. You heard them on the call. If you want me to send all the evidence I've got across to you so you can trust me, then let me know. And she was like, oh, no, it's fine. I don't need anything. And it's like, you know, telling someone you trust them implies that you had thought not to. Like, I would not say that to anyone that I trusted unless I had thought about not trusting them. So that really frustrated me. And I'm a great believer in that people project onto others what they do themselves, and this person has lied to my face before, so I don't trust them. Therefore, they're proving themselves by their not trusting me because they're not trustworthy. So I'm just making sure that anytime I say or do anything, I'm providing and keeping evidence, because these things come and bite you in the arse. And I've learned many times that it doesn't matter how good-hearted you are and how well your work ethics are and how responsible and trustworthy and honourable and respectful you are, people that don't have those values project onto you, and if you can't prove that, then they're going to fight to the end of the earth to prove that you're not what you say you are. So I have learned from experience, I've learned my lesson, and I keep records now of everything. There we go, job done. I'm proud of you for just cracking on and getting today done. Yes, it's been a long day. You've worked for nearly 10 hours today, or you've been sat at your desk start to finish for 10 hours when you only get paid for 7.5. Like, you've done everything you can. Like, you weren't even, when you were on a lunch and a break, you were still sat here trying to click through, trying to get the internet to work. How long is it going to take? You were resetting the bot. Like, you weren't just, you know, sat around watching YouTube and stuff, which you could have very easily have done. You could have very easily have just messaged your boss and said, look, it's all broken, but you didn't. And that's commendable. That shows your heart and the way you think and your morals and your standards and your ethics, your work ethics. So I'm proud of you. But it's done now. You can go to wipe the slate clean. That's me wiping my slate clean. Monday is done. Tuesday, tomorrow, hoping for a better one. Praying, longing, knowing tomorrow is going to be a beautiful day. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm so grateful to have an amazing day tomorrow. Take it easy. I love you. See you on the flip side. Take it easy.